Sure.
All right, we have Grant Lee, Sudha, Martin. Okay, great. Everybody, how are you? My name is Elaine, and we will get started. We'll just let everybody in first. So in the meantime, maybe what you can do is share with me where you're from. Which country are you from? Maybe type in the chat box. Okay. Where are you from? All right. So we'll just wait a few more minutes for people to drizzle in. And you might notice that we actually have a poll here. I just want to get a sense of who's in the audience. So I want to know, like, are you already in the industry? Are you still looking to land a UX job? So that's question number one. Number two is, how long have you been working in the UX industry? Like, are you, below 1 year, you haven't found a job yet, or have you been quite some time in the industry already? And number three is, what is your previous background? Like, are you from product, industrial design, branding, graphics, web, multimedia, architecture, psychology, sociology, advertising, because we have students from all over the place. Okay. All right. So where are you from? From Toronto, Grant Lee. Okay. Netherlands. Oh, wow. Okay. What time is it there? So while we are waiting, we'll just wait maybe a few more minutes. I'd like to have some conversation with you guys. Like, why are you here for this UX plus AI info session? Anyone wants to share? And also, would you please open your camera? Like, if you don't have an issue with your camera, I'd like to see your face. It will also build relationships, increase the chances of me recognizing you, right? And getting more opportunities. Yeah, please open your camera. That's also one way to build relationships with senior people. Also, you get more opportunities. Okay. Okay, so why don't we have somebody share? Mukesh, do you want to share, like, why are you here?
Hi everyone, I am from India, Mukesh Gupta. I am here to understand more about the UX process, because I am working from last 13-14 years in this industry.
Okay.
But I am in the UI field only, but I like to know more about the UX process. Maybe there is a lag behind me. Whenever I was creating anything, there is a lots of gap. So this is what I am here.
Okay, I actually looked at a lot of you guys' background, and I discovered that actually a lot of people are, some people are just getting into industry, but some actually have worked in industry for a while, but maybe more on the UI side and not the strategic side of UX, right? Yes, so that's what I'm getting with the feedback. Okay.
Awesome.
So we have 40 some people from ADP list who signed up, and another like 10, 15 people from Eventbrite who signed up. Okay, so in the poll, let's see. All right, so we have people who are looking for a job for 1 to 2 months. All right, more than 6 months. Wow, 30%. Okay, number two, the question number two is have not found 40% have not found a job yet. And some of you are more junior, you want to advance in your career. Some are 5 years and above. Okay, great. And a lot of product and industrial design people. Okay, business marketing, advertising, engineering. Awesome. Okay, so I'll keep this poll up and we can get started. Anybody else wants to share their background and why you're here?
Maybe me.
Okay, Katie. Yes.
Hi everyone. I'm currently living in the Netherlands. I'm from a very small Balkan country called Bulgaria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I work here, and my background has nothing to do with design, as most people usually have. I have been always working with people, management, clients. Currently, I'm a troubleshooter. So usually that's the type of work I have been working. I got very excited about design maybe a few months ago, and I started a Google course currently,
Google
and
certificate, right?
yeah,
Yes.
and I'm learning by myself. And I want to now, like next step, have a course on Figma. And I saw this event and I was super excited, couldn't wait to finish work. So I
Okay,
can
awesome.
participate.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of students who are career changers, so like all over the
Mhm.
place, from you know, people who are from engineering or traditional graphic,
Mhm.
product, interior, architecture. I even had an air hostess like last year, you know, because of COVID, like she wanted to change her career, right? And even
Yeah.
people from psychology, sociology, and business and marketing. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Maybe we'll just take one more. Someone wants to share like why they're here. Congratulate for you showing your face, because now I recognize you and you get more
Yeah.
opportunities, right? Okay. Yeah, I really want to advise everybody who's you know, maybe junior career changes, you need to show your face in webinars or in events, because that's how senior designers recognize you. If you hide you know, behind the camera, it's telling the senior person like you have something to hide, right? It's communicating something, right? So
Yeah.
I really encourage you, unless you're in pajamas today, please open your camera. Okay. All right, so let's get started. Okay, here, whoops. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, so the reason why I'm organizing this UX plus AI 3 months bootcamp is because, you know, since last November, the AI is disrupting every single industry, including us, right? And right now it's really just in the beginning, and we want to be exploring into the AI potential for our industry. Okay, I'm gonna share with you my background a little later on. And I just want to say why AI, right? Because according to Essentia, AI has the potential to increase productivity by 40%, you know, by 2035. Okay, we're already using AI in our business, and it has tremendously helped us accelerate a lot of our work process. And so in this bootcamp, what we want to do is to have we'll be accepting a team of people, a small group, so we're not accepting everyone. We will be diving into 100 and more tools that's relevant to the UX process. Okay, and I believe this is also what employers want. There is a reason why employers nowadays are only hiring senior designers, like 3 to 5 years and above, because I think technology, AI, and a lot of these tools are already replacing the lower level skills of design. Okay, so if you don't move up the value chain, you're going to be replaced, right? Either you harness AI and master it, then, you know, or you'll be replaced by people who do. That is what I really believe. Okay, so how are we going to do this? So this summer, starting July, we're going to, this is the double diamond process, right? If you know about design thinking, any of you know design thinking? Can you raise your hands? Okay, great, great,
Yes.
great. Yes, raise your hands, raise your hands. Okay, awesome. I just want to get some feedback from you guys. Okay, so the design thinking process is really a design innovation process, right? So UX is part of it, but I think it's getting more and more important, because all these tools can already whip out nice interfaces in seconds. Okay, so if you're still in, you know, the role of just doing UI, it's no longer going to cut it. You're going to be replaced. I have already observed that in the past, we even had interns doing like simple graphics and all that. But we no longer need to hire those people, because just using Canva, I can whip out like a graphic in 2 seconds, right? So in this course for 3 months, starting in July, we're going to dive into the 100 AI tools and see how we can apply it to this design thinking process. So we can innovate faster and better. And I'm going to demo it to you a little later on. Okay. Right. So what are you going to get out of this UX and AI bootcamp is, number one, we'll be working with interdisciplinary teams. So it's going to be remote, but it's going to be interdisciplinary. Sometimes, Katie, you said you joined a Google UX certificate, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes
Yeah.
online course, the issue is you're working alone. You're looking at videos. You don't get to interact with team members, right? And I believe getting into industry, one thing that's really important is you need to be working with other people on the same project. That's how you can hone in on your soft skills. How do you collaborate with others? How do you negotiate with others? I think that's what UX hires are looking for also. So we're going to dive into 100 AI tools. I believe nowadays a lot of companies are also anxious. They're not sure how AI is going to replace some of their people, right? I think HR will be anxious also because some skills are no longer needed, but some may be. I don't believe AI is going to replace everything, but there are some skills that will be replaced, but some won't, right? So we're going to dive into all these AI tools and see how good they are, and see which are the best tools to apply to our design process. What's special about this course is you're also going to learn about user research and strategy. I believe this part is the most lacking. And I've also taught bootcamps before. I've taught at General Assembly. I was also sponsored the Red Academy, like one of the Canadian bootcamps here. And I know the content of the bootcamps. A lot of them don't really have the time for you to dive into real user research, which is defining the product. And that would also develop skills for you to become more like a product designer and product manager. A lot of the boot camps only have time for you to do user testing with your friends or your classmates, right? Which is not what real user research is. Okay, so knowing user research, you can get into the strategic part of design and have more say in the organization. Okay, number 4 is because it's going to be an interdisciplinary team, you'll be developing soft skills, right? Because that's what hires want. Nowadays, because of remote work also, I think soft skills, communication skills, like whether you can persuade people is so important because it's not just about you working on the interface alone. So you're going to supercharge your UX portfolio by leveraging AI. Okay, so why UX and AI? Anyone? Anyone here wants to reply me?
To speed up our work.
Yes, speed up our work, definitely. Anything else?
We will get more detailed content or the filter content.
Yeah. Well, just know
gonna-
that in every technological revolution, it's making things cheaper, faster, and better, right? Yeah, if we didn't have the Industrial Revolution, we'll be slaying cows every day, like, or sorry about Indian people, sorry, but like we'll be making food every single day, right? Because of the Industrial Revolution, we don't have to do that anymore, right? We have an abundance in food. And the internet age also replaced a lot of, like we no longer need to only have physical stores. Business is global now, right? So now it's the 4th revolution. I believe we're just right in the vortex of the AI revolution. Okay. So according to Stanford and MIT, AI is going to boost workers' productivity by 14% per day, okay? Per day. And who is at risk of this type of automation? So BBC's this survey, it's going to replace more of the junior people, actually. The people who have less of the higher cognitive skills and the social soft skills. Okay, so which is why I'm in Vancouver, and I noticed that there is a lot of people looking for jobs who have less than 3 years of experience right now. And we want to help change that. But on the flip side, actually, career changes and young people also have a, what might have the biggest boost. If you learn AI, you're going to be ahead of the curve. Because people who are more senior in the industry, number one, they're probably less techie than people who are digital natives. Number two, they don't have time to dive into all these tools that are coming out every single week, right? Like I actually have a Telegram that I keep all the new links that are coming out every single week because it's so crazy. You can't even catch up to everything. Oops. Oh, okay, what's going on here? Okay, numbers. Next. Okay. So if you look at the big picture, these are the skills that are going to be replaced. So this is 2016 and this is 2030. Okay, on the left, so look at the physical and manual skills, like there's going to be robots and auto driving cars and all that. So it's going to be replacing a lot of manual labor, right? So I believe in the design world, in UX, the basic cognitive skills that are what junior designers are in, or early career changers, it's what's going to be replaced. So you need to move higher in the value chain, right? Which is the higher cognitive skills, which is user research and strategy, emotional and social skills, which are, how do you convince people? How do you build relationships? How do you build trust? How do you convert people? How do you build trust in the, with tech people, with business people, with marketing people? I think those are skills. See, it's going from 52 billion to 65 billion of, hours worked. And for technical skills, like if you're very specialized in tech, if you build AI systems, then you're probably not going to be replaced. But if you don't, then you probably will. Okay. Now, so what do employers look for? I have already been in the industry for 28 years. So I was already in UX, maybe probably even earlier than some of you are born. Right. So I graduated in 1995. So my career started in UX. It wasn't even called UX back then. It was called user-centered design. Okay. And the word UX came afterwards. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because of my age group. I know a lot of people who are hires. I've actually invited them to speak, like people from Amazon, Samsung, Shopify, Accenture, Fiord, IDEO. So I know a lot of these hires. And I talked to them, right? So recently I even talked to, this was something that we did a few years ago, but when we asked the senior designers, like what skills are missing, okay? Why aren't you guys hiring all the boot campers? This is what they tell us, okay? It's the research thinking skills, which is user research, facilitation skills, right? You need to facilitate between a large team of tech, marketing, business people, analytical skills. So it's not just about making pretty interfaces. It's language skills. Can you communicate properly? Social skills, like can you build good relationships? So because like at the top of a organization, it's always about people, right? And when you move up the value chain, like if you become a director or a VP, you need a lot of social skills, right? To convince the other executives also. Improvisation skills. Yeah, when you're in a room of stakeholders, you need to be able to improvise and facilitate. Business skills, you need to know how UX is related to business, not just whipping out nice interfaces, right? Lateral and creative and critical thinking skills, right? Because now, did you know that a lot of these apps now can whip out an app like within seconds? So it's not just about creating screens anymore. It's going to be like, if this product is going to win in the market, like how does this flare out with competition, right? I think designers need to equip themselves with business skills as well. And problem definition. How do you define the product? properly so that it has differentiation. So when I asked so I asked people like senior designers in like Samsung or tech startups like Clio, and this is what they tell me, right? So almost every tech company is now looking how generative AI can benefit the product. Established designers are too busy to keep the lights on, so senior designers are busy, making money, right? Busy doing the business. So so they don't have time to look into this, right? So junior designers have a big opportunity to look at problems with a fresh lens and generative AI as a new way to solve problems. So I think companies are looking for this. So junior designers that can learn quickly with this technology can capitalize on this opportunity, but those who don't will unfortunately will be cut out, for where the UX industry is heading. All right. This is from another person. So he's explaining why companies are hiring senior talent like 3 to 5 years more than the junior people. So because people can work cross-functionally across teams. So that's what our Bootcamp has. We can have a team like that has interdisciplinary background. People are more efficient with their resources and time, which is what AI can do to leverage, right? And also senior people are a bit more attuned to what means business and how to drive business growth. And we're also going to teach that in our bootcamp. Oh, wait, here at the bottom. So he's hiring. This person from Samsung is hiring. He knows he's looking for candidates who have an aptitude to learn things quickly, ability to think rationally and critically, and able to iterate and experiment. Okay. So generative AI is unique, will provide unique opportunities for new talents, especially in SaaS industry. Okay, so this is what senior people are telling me in how they see AI and how they see their hiring coming up, right? Okay, so who am I, right? So my name is Elaine. Yeah, I already have, actually it's 28 years of industry experience in user experience and design thinking. I am originally from Hong Kong, but I lived in the US for 12 years in the 90s. So it was the first .com internet boom and bust. I was there the whole time, okay? After the bust, so I worked in New York, I worked in Silicon Valley, I worked in San Francisco. I worked on the Philips network home back in 1998, okay? Yeah, way before, IKEA has popularized it. So I did my bachelor's at Carnegie Mellon University, which is like one of the very tech schools, like on par with MIT. I also did my master's in interaction design. So I was actually trained in this industry. A lot of people in our industry actually came from other industries. They came from industrial design, they came from marketing, advertising, right? But I was actually trained, from start in interaction design. Okay. I also went to business school. I went to Stanford, executive education on design thinking, and also business school in Asia. I was a vice chairman of a design association in Hong Kong. I organized IXDA, which is Interaction Design Association in Hong Kong, and now I'm in Vancouver. So I'm also organizing the community in Vancouver, Canada. So we have around 1,000 people in Vancouver. So we have monthly events also. So I am very in touch with what's going on in the industry. I'm in touch with the hirers. I'm also in touch with the people who are like very junior and coming in. So I know where the gap is, right? Okay, so this is my one slide. So I have experience both in North America and in Asia, right? So I know we have a lot of people from Asia here too, so I know there are cultural differences as well, in our industry. Okay, so the clients that we've worked with, I have a business in Hong Kong and also 2 businesses here in Canada. So we help a lot of Western companies in the Asia market, especially China. So we work with Google, Intel, HP, Siemens, Motorola, Meta is Facebook, right? Airbnb. For large tech companies, either it could be software, hardware, mobile, web. I've done it all. I have 20 some years of experience. Yeah. We also work with tech startups now. So I become their chief experience officer. I take equity of their company as well, because I'm kind of done with the big guys. Yeah. So I know the entire spectrum of companies and how your skills would fit into these different types of companies. Yeah, because you could be working for a corporate, for a consultancy, or for a tech startup, right? And these are all different scenarios. Okay, so I've gone all over the world to talk about UX, to talk about design thinking and innovation. I've even been to Brazil to talk about our industry. We've also done a lot of training, and back then it was physical, like before COVID. Now it's a little bit more virtual and remote. Okay, so these are our monthly meetings with IXD. It's a nonprofit. We organize monthly events for the UX community here in Vancouver. So this was our Christmas party. You see some reindeer ears there. Yeah, because I think offline events are also really important, and I really encourage you to meet people in your local community, because that's how you build relationships. That's how you find jobs also. I see so many young people nowadays, what they do is they go online and watch videos, and then they send out 100 resumes expecting to land a job. That's not how you land a job. The way you land a job is build relationships with senior people. Okay, you need to be in front of them. They need to recognize your face. They need to know like your personality, right? If you're reliable. And I've seen so many cases that people get hired in these events, okay? Not just sending out random resumes, because you know why? Because companies nowadays, they're using AI to screen your resume. So very likely you're going to get kicked out like in the beginning already, because there's no person, right? No personal relationship. Okay. So how can you compete with AI? Any thoughts? Anyone? Nope, no idea. Okay. All right, so I'm going to show you some tools. Okay, so this is the process, right? And so the portfolio building course, it's a live course. It's 3 months. The topic is UX and AI. It's actually the second step of our full program. And the reason why I'm doing this is I feel when I look at a lot of the portfolios in the industry, maybe because of the boot camps, I think the quality of portfolio has gone down significantly since 10, 20 years ago. It used to be, when there are not so many tools, a lot of portfolios are very unique. It shows creativity and innovation, but nowadays a lot of portfolios are blah, like it's very templatized. And I think seniors designers don't hire boot campers that much, is because it's not showing innovation and creativity. It's not showing you're thinking and critically, right? So I choose topics that are cutting edge. Last year, we did an NFT portfolio building course. And you know, NFT in the crypto space, right? Yeah, we choose very cutting edge topics that people are not familiar with. So now it's AI. That is gonna make your portfolio jump out from the crowd. Yeah, because I don't want to see portfolios that are all like improving the Zara website. Those are like usability issues. It's not that important. Okay. And then we'll have apprenticeship afterwards. Like for the students that perform well in our course, they can apprentice with us on real client projects. That step you don't have to pay, but we need to select you, right? And for the really good students, I actually do bridge them to employers, but they need to have a good work ethic and also have a good portfolio for us to be willing to do this. Okay, so let me show you what are the various level of skills. Okay, a lot of boot camps, what they really teach is really in this gray area, like, you know, the software tools, making the wireframes, the UI. I can tell you right now, AI can replace this with a button, a press of a button with one sentence, and it'll turn out a lot of interfaces, right? Right, is that true? But what can less be replaced is actually the strategic side of UX, which is the user research, the strategy, user testing can also be automated. But if you're doing innovative products, then probably less replaced. Coming up with personas and user journey, and all this green part can be automated by UI with AI as well, very, very quickly. And I'm going to demo it to you. What's the skill set that employers really want is the ones in the top, which is team collaboration. You can lead teams, talk to stakeholders, you know, the business language, marketing, business skills, persuasion skills, sales skills. Those are the skills that will be hard to replace, I think. Okay, because people are not going to just trust an AI, right? They trust people. And then at the bottom is so the people we're looking for is if you do have a you know, foundational background in visual design. It could be graphic, product, industrial design. It could be interior architecture, multimedia design. Like those have a better chance, I think. But if you don't, it's also okay if you have really good people skills, like your language skills is good. You can really work well with people. I think that is also a very big plus. Okay. So we're going to dive into this 100 AI tools. So I've picked out a few to demo to you. Okay. Now this is the design picking process. Today I'm picking a few to show you how AI could work in our process. So user interviews, competitors, a persona, brainstorming, mockups. Okay. So let's start with user interviews. So now, do you guys know auto.ai? Okay, so like when we do user interviews, we can already have AI take notes for us, right? Like for example, right now I'm speaking like this and auto.ai is already doing a full transcription of what we're saying with pretty good accuracy, like maybe up to 90%, right? Sometimes maybe some words it cannot, but that's okay, right? It's good enough. It used to be when we do user interviews, like we have a full-time person taking notes, right? We no longer need this. We have AI to do this. And also it can also summarize stuff. Okay. So this whole session can already be note taken by auto AI, right? So I'll just leave this on for here. Okay. So how about this? ChatGPT. Okay. So let's go here. Okay, so how many of you have used ChatGPT? Raise your hands. Yes, some. Have you used it in the UX process?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say come up with personas for an app that is an AI interior style generation app. Okay, so I just try to show you how we can leverage the AI in the process. So right now we're actually designing a app that's about this, right? So I'm using ChatGPT 4. So it's gonna already come up personas for me, right? It used to be we have to imagine this ourselves and like slowly like have a lot of team meetings to come up with this. Although I'm not saying that they the personas that they come up with is absolutely true. We have to verify and justify, right? But it's gonna save so much time, right? And usually personas in the real world is the way we come up with personas is after interviewing a lot of users to come up with real personas. Otherwise, it's actually imagined. Okay. All right. So they came up with already 5 personas, so we can test if these are accurate. Oh, one question.
So how do we trust that this information is correct as opposed to going to our end users or customers to verify this?
Yep, that's what we're going to dive into for this 3 months. Yes.
Okay, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're going to use tools. We're going to test it out and see if we can break it. Okay, like if it's and we'll ask questions about like, are these like, where's the data from? Like, is this believable? Right? We're gonna try to break the tools. Okay, and these are questions that employers are asking for too, right? They're like, oh, can I trust these tools? Okay, so now personas. Okay, competitors. So let's go back here. So who are the major competitors for this app? And interestingly, it knows context, so it can know what I wrote before. Oh, wow. Okay. So competitive research, right? It's already telling me like which other companies are also doing AI interior style generation, right? How about in Asia, right? So do you see how AI is like making how we work much faster and shorter? Like, it's crazy. It used to be, I need an intern to go look at competitors and spend like a day or two to look at competitors. Now my intern can work much faster, right? I think it's going to cut at least 40% of time that we have. Okay, so these are the Asia ones. Of course, we need to verify, right? Okay, we have a question. Question?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to turn on my camera. So I'm using the AI every day in my work, but yesterday I've got the email from our security that now we have restrictions because of data protection. And I wanted to ask how to like be sure that everything is okay, because we are working as a consultancy. And the data is so sensitive, so I just can't use, for example, plugins in GPT chat and send a PDF or something. So do you know any tricks or something like an answer on this question?
Yes, you know, like this thing is so new. Everybody is trying to figure this out right now. You know, Samsung people also did that thing where they put their company's confidential stuff at ChatGPT. Yeah. So I think if you train your own data, then like if you have your own little garden and you train your own data, then it would not be exposed to the public. But you know, unless your company wants to do that, right, or allows you to do that. So I think it's doable, but you know, I think everybody's trying to figure this out right now, and all the IP stuff is going nuts, right? Yeah, like who owns the Midjourney Stable Diffusion creations when it's AI created, right?
Yeah, so, but like, for example, with GPT chat, you can use like abstractions to ask like, can you help me with this, give me this information or something like that, or get the templates which can speed up your process. But like, for example, I can't remember the name of this tool. I use a really cool tool for process my user research, user interview. So I just can literally send a script or record into this tool, and this is incredible because this tool even can like gather you insights and give you a report. And like, for example, I complete the user interview, like processed them for 1 day instead of like weeks, which is amazing. But I'm like really afraid now because I did it before I got the email at my job that I couldn't use it. And now I'm like, all right,
You know what? We're gonna find this out all together. Okay. In this bootcamp, I think the advantage is we will have a team to dive into this all together. Like if you're just one person, there's only so much you can do, right? But if we have a group of people, then everybody will be diving into different parts of the AI, and we'll be testing these tools, and more than that, I'm actually going to teach you guys the design innovation process, which is the user research, the strategy part as well. So it's going to be a combination of both, right? And then we're going to be asking these difficult questions during the process, and see which of these tools comes out to be the best ones to use, maybe the top 10. Okay.
Thank you
All right,
so much. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so and like tools like synthetic uses, like when it came out, I'm in the Google design research group, and it caused an uproar in the community. But we're gonna like look into these tools and see like how good they are. So this site is about doing user research without users, so without real users. It's using AI users, right? I don't know, maybe in the future, it could be that some parts of it could be useful. Let's say if we're a smaller company, for a tech startup, they don't have time to do like lengthy interviews, like talking to 20 people, spending all this time. Maybe AI uses is right for them. Of course, it might not be useful for Google and Facebook, right? But I'm sure we'll find something out that maybe it is a happy medium. We do maybe half synthetic users and half real users, right? Okay, well, these are the tools like Galileo AI. You can just type a prompt and it'll come up with the interface. These are the roles that are going to be replaced, I believe. Especially if it's like a very average kind of app, like a diet, app, like it's a dime a dozen, right? It's everywhere. UIZert, right? Like also create stunning interfaces in minutes. No design experience required even. Buzzy, turn an idea into a stunning app. So if you've seen this video here. Okay, sorry, not this one. Buzzy. Okay, so here's a video of it. Anyway, so basically it's just anybody can create a business now. Like you can just type in what you want and then it will turn out the app for you. So I do really believe that our UX industry, we need to move up the value chain. Otherwise, nobody needs just nice interfaces anymore. You can already do that. And Midjourney, right? How many of you have used Midjourney? So if I, open Midjourney, okay, some of you have already, right? Whoops. Okay, and then so you can do like imagine prompt. Create interfaces for a AI interior styling app in aqua themed color. Look modern, right? Of course, there's a lot of prompt engineering. Swati, do you want to say something? Go ahead. Swati, did you want to ask something?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. I thought you raised your hand. Okay, so, well, I personally think the UI for Midjourney is terrible because once you type in the phrase, it just goes whoop, like you will not see it anymore. sometimes it's very hard to find things back, but it will, okay, so it's starting. Well, why don't we just move on to another thing and we'll wait for it to generate it for us. Okay. So Midjourney, oh, actually I generated one yesterday to test it out, right? So it's coming with nice interfaces already. You know, Adobe Firefly also coming out. So the advantage of Adobe is I think the images that it creates are, you know, you're not going to infringe on other people's IP. Stable diffusion also, right? Which is huge. And Blockade, have you guys seen Blockade? Sky Blockade. So you can create any 3D environments. Anyone wants to give me a sentence here? Like a crazy sentence to create a 360 environment? Anyone?
Any car interior?
Car interior. Okay. What's the description? That is marshmallow and pink and blue,
Nice.
baby blue.
Nice imagination. Yeah.
All right, I'm just doing something crazy, right? And then you can make fantasy, right? Whoa. And you know, like with Web3 and Metaverse, you know, this is going to be so easy to create these environments now. It just takes like less than a minute, right? Of course, nowadays, I think people's attention span are like less than 8 seconds. So 1 minute is really too long already. But whoa, okay. How cool is that? And then you can change it from fantasy to sci-fi. I heard actually like this AI coming out is actually disrupting all the design schools and art schools, right? Like imagine it used to be you spend tons of time to do illustrations and all that. Now, like with a press of a button, it's already doing it for you. Okay, so this is sci-fi, and then you can have interior views or kids computer and generation. Generate. The name of this AI is Blockade Labs, Skybox Blockade Apps. Okay, so we're not going to limit ourselves to these tools. We're gonna, like, when we come together as a team, we'll dive into all these hundreds of tools, right? Whoa, okay, look at this. How crazy. Yeah. Okay, let's go back here. Now, so I'm going to show you an example of what we did last year. Last year, it was NFT craze, right? So we actually had this was my team last year. So we had like 6 people. We're going to keep it in a small team because, and then we split them into pairs of 2. I usually match people who have like visual background, either graphic product, interior, architecture, multimedia, with one person who's more a people person or more logical skills. So last year we looked into NFTs and we had them do user interviews. Last year there wasn't even AI, okay, back then. So we did like user interviews the old way, right? And so we looked into NFTs and we discovered it's not just about JPEGs. It's not just art JPEGs on OpenSea. It's actually NFT has a lot more applications. It's just that right now the first application is in art. In the future, all of what it really is, it's certification on the blockchain. So in the future, like your marriage certificate, your IDs, your if you get in fact, for our students, after they complete our courses, we issue them an NFT. Okay, which is a certificate, right? If you go to concerts, like tickets and game assets and music, video can be NFTs, right? So, and out of this, the project, these are some of the outcomes that you know, the students came up with, and it's landing them jobs, right? So this is one of the teams came up with this, where because in Canada the medical system, it's so kind of siloed. So this idea is that in one app you can have all your physicians or your doctors in one place, and they can just scan your QR code and find out your whole medical history. Of course, there are privacy issues like that, but this is like the vision of what this is. And also, and another team created like swapping NFTs easily in an app, right? Okay, so how does this relate to you guys? So after so how many of you are actually looking for a job versus already at a job right now? Let me take a look at the poll again. Okay, so here, so some people, okay, only 13% of you already have a UX job. Okay, so what you really need is first you need to create an outstanding portfolio and then build relationships with senior people, right? I have a lot of network in, you know, between the senior people because of my age group, and I've been in this industry for a long time, right? And I've worked globally also. I believe what's missing in the market is actually internships, right? You need to be working on real projects with team members and also in real business contexts. The reason why a lot of boot campers are not landing jobs is because it's student projects and it's not related to real businesses. So the analogy that I often give, it's like, it's really like wanting to be a Michelin star chef, right? Like you take a course, you take a cooking course, but then how do you get from taking a cooking course to Gordon Ramsay? Anyone? How do you go from that stage to becoming a very good chef?
Practice.
Practice, right? You need
And
to
experience.
Yeah, right. So you need to find a small restaurant to practice first, like maybe peel potatoes in the beginning, and then move to a mid-sized company and then a large company, right? You can't expect to take a video course and then become Gordon Ramsay like overnight. So I believe internship and apprenticeship is what's missing in the market right now. We provide that opportunity for our graduates, for people who perform really well. We'll take them as apprentice for our tech startup clients. So for the tech startups, usually it's referred to us by my investor friends, which they have already vetted the company, they've invested in the company. And why I pick tech startups is because usually tech startups, they don't have a senior designer, they can't afford one. And if they just work directly with a junior designer, they don't know how to direct the junior designer. They just ask them to copy other people's interfaces, or they ask the junior designer to do all sorts of things that are unrelated to UX, like doing a logo, doing t-shirts, doing social media marketing as well. So with me there, I actually both train up the CEO and the CTO and the marketing people, and as well train up the junior designers or career changers. And then in those projects, you can actually have real portfolios that employers think is valuable. Yeah, so after this course, you'll have the opportunity to apprentice with us. We help the tech startups get to product market fit, validate customer needs, create a MVP, minimal viable product. So notice that the language that I talk to for tech startup is different from our design field. In our design field, we call product market fit user research, but that's not how business people think. Okay. And validate customer needs is like also user testing, right? So how many projects at are standard in a portfolio, and does quality matter more? Yes, definitely. I would recommend 3 projects. I also coach people to land a job, actually, if they qualify after our training. Why 3? Because if you make 10, senior design actually don't have the time to look at all 10, right? So 3 is to show diversity. And also you need to show like so there's a strategy to do your portfolio also, I think. Okay. Oh, the recording of this, yes, we can, but we need your email. So I'm going to talk about how you can participate in this course, and if we get your email, we can send you the recording of this. I personally have trained over 1,000 startups like throughout all these years in various accelerators, incubators, ignition programs. I'm also a mentor, a UX mentor at the Founder Institute Western Canada right now. I've also taught startups at Startup Weekends, MIT Innovation Node in Hong Kong, even in China, Tsinghua X Lab, yeah, all over the place. And the Google I program is from Google. Okay. So what does it take to join this bootcamp? I think a lot of people don't differentiate or don't know that in UX, there are these 3 distinctive skills. Okay, so a lot of my students, the ones who have design backgrounds, have been trained like 4 years in graphic, industrial, interior architecture, multimedia. So they have the execution skills for design. And the students that I have who have non-design backgrounds are usually people from like who have more people skills, like in industries like hospitality, service, right? Marketing, psychology, and people with logical skills are coming from engineering and finance. If you have all of the skills, you're called full stack designer, okay? But some of you who are just starting off earlier in your career, or your career changer, you might not have everything. So in our boot camps, we're gonna pair you up with people who are different from you, so you can learn from each other, right? Okay, so who are we looking for? We're looking for people who already have basic UX knowledge. We're not replacing the boot camps. I do expect you to know what's a persona, what's a wireframe, like what's user journey, what's user testing, okay? We're not gonna teach from scratch. We want you to be fast learner, because in the AI world, you need to learn fast, right? And that's what also employers value as well, if you're a fast learner. We want people who work well with interdisciplinary remote teams, because the bootcamp is going to be remote. I'm not going to chase after you to come to class. So we need people who can step up and be responsible. And also it's committed to the program, okay? Because that's how we can come up with good work. And at the end, we're going to have a report for the industry, right? We're going to have a report, and this is going to really add value to your portfolio. Because I think a lot of employers are looking at how AI is going to disrupt their own teams right now. If you have a visual or design background, it's a plus. It's not a must. But on the other hand, if you don't have a visual or design background, if you're good people skills, communication skills, and that will be what I'm looking for. Okay, so what does it take to get in? You know, nowadays, a lot of the boot camps, like, it's not even teaching what we teach, but they're already charging an arm and a leg, right? So I actually have a lot of students that are coming from boot camps because they don't land a job after a boot camp. And I know why. It's because it's missing the things that we're teaching. Okay, so I'm a senior designer, not even a senior designer. I'm already a director and owner, business owner, right? So I have 28 years of experience. This bootcamp is going to be 3 months. It's 2 hours weekly live course on Saturday morning at 9 to 11 Pacific Standard Time, and 2 hours live Q&A on Wednesday nights, 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. In terms of the timing, like, I think once we get everybody who wants to enroll, we'll discuss amongst the team, like if we need to adjust the times So that, because this is a global activity, right? So the first month, we're gonna dive into UX, the AI tools, right? And see how it maps to the design thinking innovation process, right? And the second month, we're gonna do real user research. You can create your own portfolio piece. We'll match you with the right student. And you can pick your own topic. But the main thing is, we'll see how AI can accelerate it, or maybe your portfolio piece has an AI component to it, right? The third month is, yeah, so after user research, then you actually do design, right? And we'll utilize AI to do that. So, so this is not what I'm going to charge you. This is what I'm just saying, that with my 20 some years of experience, this is like, if you, like, I'm a few $100s per hour, right? This is what it's worth, okay? But we're not going to charge you that, because I know a lot of people can't afford that. Instead, I think, you know, it's also not going to be 2,990, because I think a lot of you, I mean, actually, it's going to be, a lot of the boot camps are charging that amount of money, right? But since this is a new course, I want to test it out also, and also experiment with everyone, with the whole team together, in how it can accelerate our UX process, leveraging AI. So what I've decided to do is, actually, it's only, if you will sign up today, it will be $299 for 3 months. And what it really is, if you divide it by, like, if $299 divided by 30 days per month, is actually $10 per day. What is it, like, is it going to be worth you know, like lunch money, right? Like $10 per day, to upgrade your portfolio, learn UX and AI with a bunch of people. We're going to dive into 100 tools. We're going to try to break those tools and see how good they are. We're going to ask critical questions, so that at the end of this bootcamp, what you're going to get is, you have a very clear idea of which AI tools works or not. You're going to learn about user research and strategy, and then you're going to upgrade your portfolio to make yourself stand out from the crowd. Okay, because I know, because I run IXDA Vancouver, we run monthly events. I know, like, more than 70% of people are looking for UX jobs right now, and there's a reason why senior people are not hiring people with like less than 3 years of experience. It's because they're not showing creativity, they're not showing people skills, right? That's what we're trying to solve. Okay, and we also have a money back guarantee. So after the first class, if you don't like my teaching style for whatever reason, we'll refund you, no question asked. But so the first class is like a trial class, so it is at no risk to you. Okay, so how can you apply? So if you can look at our website here. Okay, so this is our website. It's elaine-ann.com, and then you can go to the second link here. Then this is the course. So more than just future-proofing your UX career with UX and AI, it's supercharging your UX career with UX and AI. So here you'll see all the details. It's going to be 3 months. We're starting in July. We will be starting actually next week. But if after we accept everyone, if people need a little bit more time, we can maybe ship 1 week. So it's going to be Saturdays 9 to 11 and Wednesdays 8 to 10. Okay, so every week we'll have 4-hour touch point. You will get a NFT certificate after this course if you complete 80% like of attendance. Okay, so this will be the first month deep diving into UX and AI. You'll get hands-on experience on how the UX process works in a real project, not just studying alone, looking at UX videos online. We're gonna analyze 100 AI tools. including all the ones that we just shared. Okay, we're also going to have you interview UX hires. Okay, so this is the valuable part. Because I have a lot of senior designers as contacts, we're going to have you interview them to understand how they currently work in their UX process. This is also a very good relationship building opportunity. And then you'll find out the pain points of where senior designers have in the UX process. And that's where the AI can help, right? After this, the end of the first month is we'll do a summarize key findings and insights of how AI can streamline or automate the UX process. And this will be an invaluable piece in your UX portfolio. The second month, we'll start your own project. Okay, so we'll create a wow portfolio piece. You're going to select a topic that sparks attention and curiosity for the hires, right? You look into the pain points. So for example, one of my students, she already joined. She wants to work on a dating app that is gonna maybe get rid of all the scams and better match people, right? So for that project, she could pair up with some of you, and also you will go and interview users. We'll use the AI tools for interviewing users, like maybe the AI tools can help accelerate, summarize, right? Do the transcription very, very quickly. And then come back and see how maybe even using synthetic users in the interviewing process. And like I showed you, we can do competitive analysis very quickly on ChatGPT already, right? And create personas. We'll test out if the personas from the AI is actually usable or how good it is to inform design decisions. And then the third month, they'll be executing the portfolio piece, right? So we'll use design-centric solutions that seamlessly integrate insights to the research, and then create the innovative concepts, right? So I think for a lot of people's portfolio, all you need is like maybe per project, maybe 5 screens to show what the problem is, what the solution is, and what the process is, and how you refine the design based on market feedback, right? So we'll translate the design strategy into the wireframes and the high fidelity visuals, and here we can use a lot of the AI tools to come up with ideas, right? I'm not saying you will copy them, but we'll come up with ideas to help you move faster. So out of this 3 months portfolio bootcamp, you'll have an opportunity to apprentice with us. We'll select certain candidates depending on your skill set and your background and interests. We can put you onto some tech startup client projects that we're working with, and we're working with tech startups with AI right now, with that are in AI. Okay, and also so you can actually showcase your portfolio to the job prospects, or if you want to advance in your own company, right? For those who are interested, we also have another level where we can actually help you bridge to your career to land a job, because I know a lot of hirers in the industry. Okay, so any questions from you guys so far? So if you're interested, here is the link. Sonia, can you help send the link to the group? Okay. Okay, any questions for you? Okay, so here is my contact, elaine.n@kaiser.com. And this is our website. You can go and take a look. And I also want to show you some of my students.
Through this internship, I feel like
some of my previous interns who have landed really good jobs. So this is Tintin. She was from a geography major. She switched into UX in 4 months. So she is now working at Binance. So I'll show you her background first.
and through this internship.
Oops. Okay. So see, she graduated in geography back in 2018, and she interned for us in 2020, and afterwards she was able to get to Ant Group, which is from Alibaba. And now she's at Binance working already. So I can say a lot of the junior designers, once they get through the first 2 years of, bumpy road, because you need to prove yourself that you are hireable, right? They usually go very fast, like after the second year. This is Tintin.
And through this internship, I feel like my expertise in UX and UI has really solidified. So for example, during the internship, Elaine would guide us through the entire design thinking process, from empathizing, defining, ideating, prototyping, and testing. So during each of these stages, she was able to give us a lot of feedback on how to improve our product market fit, how to really ask the right questions in the right way to get real user insights. And also later on, how to improve the visual design of the prototypes and how to conduct usability testing in an unbiased manner to improve the design further. So I'm very grateful that I had this opportunity to join Elaine's internship program. And looking back, I feel that joining this program has helped me to land my current job at Antbank because of the expertise that I've accumulated through this 3-month internship.
Okay, no, so here's another one. Fiona has a graphic background, and she was one of our students who was able to remotely land a job from Hong Kong to Canada. And she was originally graphic design. She was able to become a senior designer in very short time, actually. So so she started here with us 2021 July, right? And then like after one job here, she already became a senior designer. And see, she's from Hong Kong and now she's in Canada, working already 1 year full time. Here is Ringo, and he's actually I'm still working with him right now. So he was an architect 5 months ago. And during this internship, so see, he was an architectural background. So he interned for us for 6 months, and now actually Homey is the interior company that I was talking about, and I actually recommended him to our client, right? So Homey is our client. It's a tech startup. It's using AI. I actually personally recommended Ringo to join the company. So he skipped the interview, he skipped the portfolio, and he already landed a job. Because Ringo is actually really good. He's very coachable. He's open-minded. He's really willing to put in the effort to change industry. So I gave him the opportunity.
Hello everyone, I'm Ringo. I'm currently a UX designer here in Hong Kong. I've been in this role for about 1 month now. But previous to that, I was working in architecture. I actually did a 6-month online UX bootcamp in Taiwan and also did a 5-month part-time internship with Elaine. I can say for sure that bootcamp provided me with a foundation for UX design. But when I was working on a real project, I find that it was quite different from doing projects in bootcamp, like how we can dig deeper into the features and how we can be 10 times better than the other products. It was quite hard if there is no senior designer like Elaine to guide me to improve the design. And also Elaine will arrange cooperation opportunities for interns with different backgrounds. Like I am a design background, so generally I always work with other interns with a research background so we can learn from each other.
Okay, so that's Ringo, and I'm still working because I'm the Chief Experience Officer at Fractional, Chief Experience Officer at Homey. So I put Ringo into the company. I'm still working with him and the CEO and the CTO of the company right now. And Crystal, she went from visual design to now a design entrepreneur. So 3 years ago, she wanted to switch from visual design over to UX. And she interned for us for a few months, and then I switched her to a contract position. So I actually paid her afterwards. And I encouraged her and her partner to actually become a design entrepreneur. That's also like one path you guys can go to, because now I think it's much more easy to start a business now with all these AI tools as well. So this is Crystal.
Hello, I'm Crystal and I am a UX designer. I started my career as a visual designer. I mainly did marketing type of work. Honestly, I was having trouble in finding joy in the type of work I did, mainly because I was having a lot of trouble in convincing my team with my design decisions. Luckily, I started talking to different UX designers and I learned that they use a method called user research to collect user data to back up their design. And that instantly spoke to me because that's the exact trouble I was having. So I wanted to transition, basically change my career to become a UX designer. And so I started applying to jobs, and quickly I learned that it was really hard for me to break into this field. Technically, I am a designer, but with my visual skill set, they still have a gap from being a UX designer. So I started learning from Elaine. Elaine taught me all the skills that I need to become a UX designer, such as like the methods, the user interview, persona, wireframe, prototyping. And most importantly, she taught me the soft skills that are always often overlooked to become a UX designer, such as critical thinking, problem solving, and whatnot. So since then, I was able to successfully become a UX designer for a year now, and I have been working with various tech startups, being able to contribute design decisions and convince my team effectively. And I look forward to keep growing as a UX designer. Thank you.
Okay, so any questions from everyone here? Okay, let me take a look here. All right, Martin, do you want to say? Okay, well, okay, so Grantley, what's a design entrepreneur? Grantley, are you here? Grantley. Okay, you want to say something? What's a design entrepreneur? Okay, do you know Airbnb, the company? Okay, you know it's started by 2 designers. Yes, we also want to encourage designers to become business people, because yeah, but of course, in this room there are people at different stages. There are people that are just coming into industry, so you don't want to be an entrepreneur when you're just changing industries, right? But for people maybe like yourself, you maybe already worked in the industry for a while, yeah, then maybe you can start your business, right? And build your own product. Yeah, so that's what a design entrepreneur is. Yeah. I actually right now I have spinned off different companies, and Reddick is one of the companies that I have ownership with, and Crystal and Daniel are the founders. So so I trained them in UX, and now they're learning business skills, right? So especially in this economy, if you can't find a job, what do? Build your own business, right? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, work for yourself, for sure.
Yeah, of course you need to learn the skills to do so, right? It's not entrepreneurship is not for everyone, right? But learning all these AI tools, like knowing the UX process, because honestly, the user experience process, especially the user research part, it's really about finding out market needs, finding user needs, and if you solve the pain point, then it's a business. Okay, I find there's a huge parallel between what we do in our industry and coming up with a business, because we are also coming up with unique innovative solutions, right? Not just pretty interfaces. Okay. So Martin, how about encourage people to sign up today and allow 1 day recession time, get the full refund, but waive the satisfaction guarantee for the first lesson. Okay, yes, we can do that. Also, yeah, so if you go to the link that Sonia shared with you, you can put in the promo code, and you can get the discount, right? The $299 times 3 months, right? I'm very confident that we can provide a lot of value, because I've been in the industry for a long time, and the reason why I'm doing this is I can. I'm no longer working the corporate ladder. I'm an investor right now, also in tech startups. And I just see a huge gap in the industry right now, with a lot of people wanting to come into the industry, and also a lot of hires wanting to hire, but they can't find the people they want, right? Many people are hiring 3 to 5 years and above, and I'm asking them, why are you only hiring people with experience? If you don't train them, they don't have experience, right? So that's why I see there's this huge gap in the market, that there's a lack of internship and a lack of real practice, like cooking, right? Not just watching videos. Yeah. Okay, who else? I signed up. Okay, can we connect on LinkedIn? Yes, we can connect on LinkedIn. If you have any questions, you can ask now, or I will also have, actually, you can also write to, Sonia, can you add maybe your email or the questions at kaiser.com in the chat, so people can reach out to us? We can also talk to you guys if you need us to answer any private questions. Okay, anything else? Okay, all right, so I hope to see you guys, some of you. I think this will be a very, very exciting project for us to work on together. Yeah, I'm also very eager to find out like what tools are good for us or not, and also the value that's coming out of it is will generate a report, and it will also elevate your portfolio. Yeah, okay, so thank you so much for coming, and I hope to see you, join our bootcamp. All right, keep in touch. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.